We'll see.
Hi, designers. I'm January,
I'm Devlin.
and welcome to, I know it's late, and we're live. Shock. Make it Monday. Today we are going to be going over the best and the worst business practices.
We're going to try to keep it simple and I wouldn't say relatively short, but we're going to keep it simple.
As simple as possible.
Yeah, because there's a lot of information that we have to try to pack into this. So, let's get started.
Thank you for joining us. If you would, leave a like. If you want to subscribe, and let us know where you're from. Let us know you're even here.
Yeah. And if you'd like to get notified when we post new videos,
don't forget to hit the bell. Somewhere.
It's somewhere. Anyways, let's get started.
Let's start with some of the worst business practices.
Oh, there's quite a few. One that comes to mind readily is bad information, or bad records, I should say. Keeping bad records, such as customer information, monetary information as far as accounting and whatnot. What are some other things you can think of?
I think you basically covered that.
Yeah. I mean,
if you don't have a filing cabinet, get one.
Yep.
We're working on building one actually from scratch.
And if you do things 99% electronically, at least get yourself a flash drive or
a cloud.
No, not a cloud. A flash drive or external hard drive that you can keep in a secure location, such as a safe.
Well, there are secure clouds.
Yeah, but that's still out there on the internet, and if one thing goes wrong, it's all gone.
External server, your own server.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the internet, quote unquote.
Always.
But it's actually sitting on the floor in your house.
Yep. Anyways, always make sure you have a secondary or tertiary backup just in case something happens with one or the other or both. Yeah, you can use the cloud, but make sure you've got a backup. It's like with electronic records, always have paper copies.
Hey, there's my hard drive. I've been looking for that.
It's been sitting right there.
That's where all my extra pictures are.
Just like we keep all our extra pictures on
an external Tera.
Mm-hmm.
I will hook that up later.
Anyways, continuing on.
Another bad business practice is having partner do everything. Now, there is a difference between a business partner and an investor. There is also a difference between a 50% business partner, you'll split everything in half, and
10%.
Like what we are.
Yeah. Ours is sort of a hybrid of both investor and partnership.
His main thing is video editing.
Mm-hmm. And that can be difficult sometimes. There are times where I don't want to do it. Because a lot of times, as many YouTubers know, as many YouTubers know, Sometimes you have to go over the same segment again and again and again and again, and that gets tedious.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're in a partnership, make sure you share the load. Make sure you share the load, share the responsibilities, and, share the costs that come with the business. You can't have one person supporting everything. It just.
And if in the beginning, because when you're first starting a business, it is a money pit.
Mm-hmm.
If one person is investing the money, then at least do the work that equals up to.
Yeah.
That equals up to what
The
would be
capital
equal.
invested.
Yes.
Yes. Anyways, what else is a bad business practice?
Throwing shade or smear campaigns.
Politics.
And that's literally what it boils down to. Going through and making somebody else or some other company look bad in order to make yourself look good.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a good practice. It is not helpful to you or anyone.
I know a perfect example of this, and it's something that I don't particularly like. The truth ads are a very
Hashtag
good.
truth. Hashtag truth should only be used on what is absolutely true.
Yeah. They are a very. I don't know how to put it. They're over the top. But that's me. I don't particularly like the message that they're putting across, or more specifically, how they're putting it across. There's other ways to do it.
If you have a problem with someone, talk to them.
Yeah.
Don't involve anyone and everyone else. There is no purpose to it. There's no point to it. And in the end, it looks bad on you.
Yeah. Just be upfront. Talk to the person. Be like, look, I don't like what's coming across. I don't really have a good example for this because
basically, don't do the he said, she said stuff.
Yeah.
Even if you have receipts on your phone, unless your business is literally in spilling tea.
Unless your business is in
propaganda,
drama, hearsay, conspiracy, you have no business.
It doesn't help you.
It doesn't help you.
It just, in the end, makes you not look good.
Yeah.
This is just, from what I've seen and from what I've learned.
And from what you've experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, as for, we've talked about a few bad business practices.
Let's get on to the good.
Which we have a few more of the good practices. First and foremost, keeping your word.
If you say you're going to do something, just do it.
It's simple. Simple as that.
It's easy.
And it's not that complicated. Do what you say.
We got a visitor.
Hi. Hi, teddy bear.
Second good business practice is owning your mistakes. If you mess something up or you have to take longer than you said, don't blame it on anyone and everyone, anything and everything else.
Just go. Depending upon the situation, if you were procrastinating, go, hey, I've been procrastinating on this a bit. I'm getting back to it. I will get it done. It will take a little bit longer. I'm sorry, that kind of thing. If something happened where, I don't know, if you're a seamster or seamstress and coffee got spilled on it, let the customer know, hey, this is what happened. I'm going to have to get some more fabric. I'm going to have to start from square one.
And let them know immediately.
Yeah, not 3 days, 4 days later.
When they contact you asking about it.
Yeah.
Be honest and upfront. And that goes with communicating with your clients and partners.
It'd be kind of one of those, don't contact me, I'll contact you kind of deals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Customers should not be having to contact, hey, where's this? What's the update on that?
Yeah.
When am I going to get this?
Yeah.
You should be letting them know immediately.
No. As you were saying, that ties into communication with your clients and your partners. Keep regular but limited updates. What I mean by that is you don't have to constantly be badgering them, your clients or your partners, with information. For your clients, breakthrough moments. Say I made a leather bracelet a while back for a couple.
It is your first leather item in how long?
Oh, years. But anyways, when we finished oiling the leather to make it soft and workable, we took a picture of it. We let them know. We sent it to them. It's like, hey, we're past square one, moving on to square two. Stuff like that. For your partners, set goals. Like, all right, guys, our goal for this week is to reconnect with our customers and let them know that they're more than just a price tag. They're more than just a price point. Things like that. And when it comes to communication, it kind of ties into one of our other points. Ship it, track it.
I have this one down as a main point. Hey, Teddy. Because just because you ship something, mail something off, doesn't mean that it shouldn't be kept track of.
Yeah. That tracking number is there not just so that your customers can see, hey, it is on its way, this is where it is. It's for you to keep track of and records of.
If they actually receive the product.
Yes.
Because without a tracking number, you ship it off.
Go on.
Go
on.
You ship off the product and they contact you a week later. I never got it. I want my money back.
Yeah.
Well, with that tracking number, you can go through and say, I'm showing delivered such and such date at such and such time, and it was placed in this place.
Mm-hmm. And in some situations, the customer can be like, hold on, let me check. I may have missed it. In other situations, you will have some that will insist that they never received it.
And that's when you can go with your information and contact the delivery service,
Mm-hmm.
be it UPS, USPS, anything.
You can let them know, go like, hey, let me contact the shipping company first. And if we're still unable to resolve this, then we'll talk about getting you a refund or perhaps shipping you out another product. Or shipping you out another item. It from what I've seen and what I've learned, a refund is always the last resort.
Yes, never go through and, oh, well, here's your money back.
Yeah.
Especially
Always.
especially if it was a custom order, you spent more time than usual
Mm-hmm.
going through and making something, or you had to go through and buy special items in order to make it.
Yeah.
Like custom orders for the jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
I go through and have a deposit price, a non-refundable deposit
Mm-hmm.
on custom jewelry.
Yep. But anyways, you always, always, always try to get the customer their product. They paid for it. Yeah, you made it, but once a customer pays for the product, it's theirs. They own it. They have the receipt. They have 9/10, or they have that. How do I put it? They say that possession is 9/10 of the law. Well, that other 1/10 is the receipt, and that 1/10 outweighs those 9/10.
Depending on how you set it up. Like I said, a non-refundable deposit, if they don't pay the other half,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have rights.
But what I'm trying to get at is, you always want to try to get the customer that product that they paid for, that they wanted. If you've exhausted every single possible avenue and aren't able to get them their product, then unfortunately, or fortunately, depending upon how you look at it, you may have to give them a refund. And a lot of times, if you've given them the refund after working to try to get them what they need, to get them their product, they'll still come back to you because you put in the effort to try to correct the problem.
Now, going more on the product, next piece of information, accept that you nor your product are perfect.
No.
No matter what you do, it's not perfect.
Nope. But that's not always a bad thing. In some cases, that little bit of imperfection can make it unique. In other cases, that imperfection could have it back on your doorstep, trying to figure out, where did I go wrong? These things happen all the time with, box store brands and, big name products. There are manufacturing defects that slip through. That's one of the biggest reasons why quality control exists. You know, it doesn't catch everything. Like I said, sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. But either way, you have to be there to try and correct it if it needs correcting.
Now, some things, example, like beaded jewelry, you can go through, have all your beads out, same colors, same sizes, quote on those, and make multiple of the same thing. If you lay them right next to each other, they're each going to be slightly different.
Mm-hmm. There's also variances in manufacture. Tolerances are part of ensuring that you have a little bit of wiggle room, you know. But also, when it comes to your products, test them. For our beaded jewelry, we extensively tested the materials that went into them. We crushed the glass beads. We stretched the wire, you know.
Went to see how much the wire could hold.
Mm-hmm, before it finally snapped. Yeah.
And it still didn't snap. A brick this big.
Test the hardware, you know, that goes with it. You know, find out what's going to fail first. Is it going to be the wire? In which case, oh, well, you've lost all your beads. Or is it going to be the hardware? In that case, well, you still got all your beads. Just need new hardware.
And sometimes, depending on the which piece of hardware fails, crimps are more likely to fail than the jump rings, and you lose your beads.
Yeah. But this is only for one aspect of our business. We won't get into too many details about some of the other aspects of other parts of our business or other businesses. But with that example, I'm sure you get a pretty good idea of if you have a home-based business, you have to be, you know, CEO, COO, accounting, you have to be management, you have to be product testing, you have to be quality control,
manufacturing, producing, inventory.
Yeah, depending upon what you do. You know. Any other points we might have?
Best yes.
Best yes.
Yes, practice your best yes.
You've lost me.
Okay. Let's say you saw a picture of something I crocheted,
mm-hmm.
and say you want one for your brother's birthday, but it's in 3 days, so you need it then.
I do my best. Yes? No?
I say no, I can't do it. Because it took me a month to make this. There's no way I can make this in 3 days. That would not be my best yes by accepting.
That's still kind of confusing, but I think I get the idea.
If you can't meet the deadline, or don't think you can meet the deadline because of prior commitments, do not say yes.
That makes sense.
And speaking of deadlines,
yeah, as far as time frame goes, it's actually not a bad idea to overestimate the amount of time it's going to take. One, it helps give an approximate range of expectations for the customer. If you tell them 20 minutes, they'll be roughly expecting 20 minutes. They'll be pleasantly surprised if you've done it in 15. They won't necessarily be too upset if you
Take a little longer.
took an extra 10 minutes. It just means you put a little bit more time and effort into it. This is my viewpoint. This is from my experience. This is what I've seen. This is how I look at it. Not everybody is exactly like me. In fact, nobody is exactly like me. Thank goodness.
I know, right? I can only handle one of you.
Oh, I love you too.
Like an example, somebody messages saying, I need this flyer done, or I need this logo done.
Okay, it's going to take me about a day and a half.
I say 24 to 48 hours, depending on what it is.
Mm-hmm. And usually within that time frame, the project gets completed. It could be within 24 hours. It could be within 48 hours.
It could only take me an hour.
It could only take an hour.
But with prior commitments, that is the time frame in which I give.
But the nice thing about having a time frame, a minimal and a maximal amount of time, you've got wiggle room in there. And if it only takes you an hour, you've got all the rest of this time to work on other things. It's time management. That's the biggest thing. Time management. And not
You're not making yourself rush and stress.
Yeah.
And
stretching yourself thin. You're not doing that. You have to manage your time effectively. Well, I think we have about one more point to cover. And this isn't a definitive, one size fits all list.
No.
Every business experiences things differently. Every business has their own set of lists to follow. This is just from our experience.
A generalization of what can work for most small businesses.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't always work, but that's okay. It's
what works for us may not work for you.
Yeah. But this list can help you make your own. Find out what practices work good for you.
And our final one is attitude is everything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go through and let's say you crochet. I have seen hand crochet beanies sell anywhere from $10 to $100. Depending on the stitch, depending on extra work, like this one has beads hand sewn on it.
I think you're kind of going off on a tangent there.
But depending on your attitude, nobody's going to want to spend that $50, that $100. If you're going through and acting like trash, they're not going to buy.
I see where you were heading with that. My apologies. I'm tired.
And I do have a history of tangents.
Yeah, we both do. But anyways, a good example would be, say you own a crocheted beanie making business. I'll just give it the name of Hand Crocheted Emporium. You know, somebody calls you to order a beanie and you answer the phone. Thank you for calling Annie's Hand Crocheted Emporium. What can I get for you today?
Or what's worse, what do you want?
What do you want? I'm busy.
That is poor attitude. That is a surefire way, no matter who the customer is, no matter how much money they have,
Mhm.
they're not going to come back.
Yeah. You know, I mean, for us, you know, thank you for calling Darling Designs. This is Devlin. Who am I speaking with today?
Well, he says that I'm more Darling Designs. How may I help you?
It,
I turn the focus on the client.
Yeah.
Or possible client.
yeah, but it's also good practice to, when you're answering the phone, let them know who they're talking with. It helps to personalize things. Get to know, get the name of the person that you're talking with so you can personalize the conversation so that you can, I guess, make them feel more at ease. You know.
I just typically don't say my name because, well, then they forget why they called.
Yes.
Wait, your name is really? No.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I remember the stories you told me from when you were working in the call center. Angry customer would call up. Hi, this is January with such and such. Is that really your name? Completely diffused a ticking time bomb with just her name.
Just my name.
Well, attitude is everything.
And right now, I believe the attitude is exhaustion.
Yes, it's been a long day for both of us. And
if you want to know what I've been sipping on, got the link to the website.
The quick mix.
Yeah. He wanted Lipton today.
Yeah, well, I haven't had Earl Grey in a while, so.
That's not Earl Grey.
I know it's not Earl Grey, but I'm saying I haven't had any Earl Grey in a long time, so.
There's some in the kitchen. Peace. Love ya. Bye.
She's a brat.